Welcome back, Aries. It's September 2018. Dadhichi here. Cheers. There's been some fairly significant changes since we last talked. And we can see here in particular your ruling planet, which was in retrogression with these other three planets, Saturn, Pluto and Ketu, or the South Node, has gone back into its forward movement. Being your ruling planet essentially means that the revisions you were making here in this career sector, this is the 10th house, should now start to move forward. And we can see that on September 11, this ruler of yours moves into this 11th house here. 11th house of profitability, friendships, social activities, great networking connections. All the planets do really well in the 11th house. So that's a specific. Just before that, if we animate this, we see that the new moon takes place around the 9th, just here in your 6th house. And you can see also that Mercury moved into this same position on September 6th. So this career sector is strongly linked to this 6th house, 10th house, 6th house, and the 2nd house, which is the income. This 6th house is predominantly about the way you do your work, your routine. It's also your health. But this new moon punctuates the month with a focus on where you're going to be developing new ideas, new systems, new methodologies. So that's pretty significant. And then, as I mentioned, 2 days later, you'll see your ruler there moving into the 11th house. So whatever you were revising, whatever you were working on, refining throughout the month of August, is now ready to be put into motion. And this month I thought, along with all the other signs, I wanted to do something a little different. Watching these planets go round and round all the time is nice. We get to see where they are, what sort of timing, what sort of influences. But, consider this: if you went to a doctor and you had some sort of serious disease, he diagnosed you, and then with a smile ushered you to the secretary to go and pay, you wouldn't be very happy if he didn't give you some sort of remedy or prescription, right? So unknown to most people, the system of astrology does have a remedial or ritual technological aspect. And often the remedies are very cheap. Sometimes they're not, but for the most part we can look at the way you can neutralize some of the influences of these planets. So your ruler is okay for now. It is going to remain in this 11th house for the next month. But we need to look at things like this. Jupiter. Jupiter here in the 8th house of your horoscope. This is going to be a long-term transit. And I think it's important for you to maybe strengthen that planet. According to Vedic astrological principles, the yellow citrine quartz, the golden topaz, but primarily the yellow sapphire are the gems for Jupiter. To be exact, we should be calculating these charts in a sidereal format, but I'm just giving you a bit of a hint here as to what you might like to explore. I suggest to people not to just go out and spend thousands of dollars on a gem. You're better off to maybe get the substitute gem, like a bit of citrine quartz, put it in a yellow silk cloth, just keep it with you and see what actually happens there. Jupiter for you is your luck planet. We can see here there are some opportunities as the moon moves into conjunction there around the 14th. And this can usher in some good fortune for you. Again, the opposition to Uranus may bring this on rather abruptly. And that's not bad. Yet we all like surprises, especially if they are good ones. So that, if you explore that and if it works, a really fine quality yellow sapphire set in silver, touching the skin on the index finger. Test it out first and see how that goes. It's supposed to bring good fortune. For women, this is ideal for marital prospects if you're looking for a good man, especially with Jupiter here in the 8th house. Many of you may not have been experiencing the luck that you would have liked over the last 12 months. The primary gem for you, however, is the one ruling your sun sign of Aries, which is a red coral for Mars. There are substitutes for that. You can use the garnet, a red garnet for that, and that is useful. And there's another gem that I explored many years ago that's useful for both the sun and for Mars, which is a red carnelian, and that brings very nice results, especially here for the month of September, or most of it. We see the sun, one of your better planets, here struggling in the 6th house. This may be health issues, you may be lowered in your vitality, so wearing the red gems for this will also help. As I said, the carnelian, which works for Mars and the sun. Red ruby or red spinel is an excellent gem for the sun. So any of these 3 gems will be very, very useful for you. And in particular, the garnet or the red coral, especially throughout life, you can wear that with good results. The full moon takes place, I believe, there on the 25th, from what I can see. Just spin that around a little bit more. There it is. Just on the Tuesday. And the full moon takes place in your sun sign. So that can be very emotive. It can bring a lot of contact with family and relations, and also bring your attention to the issue of housing, real estate, and any of the other fixed assets that are playing on your mind. So it's a good time to get to that and work on those sort of domestic issues at this time. The financial component is shown here by the transit of the moon in your 2nd house of finances. Again, it's going to be doing this every month as it transits Uranus. So this is going to be a feature of your life for the next few years. You need to get that under control. And as I said, these gems that I'm recommending will help just keep a bit more stability in the mix for you. Red colours, the autumn tones, cream is a very, very good colour for you. These can also be used with great effect along with those gems. And I'll be talking a little more about some of the other remedies that are available to you. And if any of you are interested, you can contact me directly here to organise an appointment, and we can look at your specific birth chart in more detail. The end of the month is completed with the moon transiting in good aspect to your rulers, or the good planets in your horoscope, as we mentioned, Mars and Sun here. 3rd house of contracts, communication, a lot of journeying here, there and everywhere. So there it is from me. Till next month, do join us at astrology.com.au. You can take a look at the more detailed analysis there of what's happening this month and every day, and in the context of the coming year. See you soon.